According to the review website Yelp, over 72,000 businesses have closed in the U.S. since the beginning of this pandemic. But it's not just businesses that are struggling. A Cleveland church almost had to close its doors. News 5's Tanisha Cordell explains why the pastor says this church would have been a pandemic casualty if the community hadn't stepped in to help.
My faith say we would be here forever. I have that kind of radical faith. I believe God for everything. But the bank account was saying you're going to close next week. And that was the reality. We was on our last 1,000.
Pastor Miriam Scott and her husband, Pastor Robert Scott, spent more than a decade fixing up their church, First Love Outreach Ministries, on the east side of Cleveland.
Everything in this building, including the pews, have been donated. Everything. We depend on donations.
But the damage upstairs is overwhelming.
We have some water damage coming from the roof. And so now the ceiling is starting to peel and come down.
The church's roof, windows.
We've taken screws and drilled up in there to hold the glass in.
And boiler, totaling more than $18,000 in repairs.
That was the reality. Like, where are we going to get $18,000?
The couple says they applied for federal pandemic assistance offered to faith-based groups, but without anyone on payroll, including themselves, they were denied.
I felt like a failure on my end as a pastor.
But after their story was shared through a Bloomberg article, the couple created a GoFundMe page. That's when the donations and letters,
July 16th, 2020, Dear Pastor Scott,
started piling in.
I know the donation I'm sending isn't very much, but I hope that it will help a little. Sincerely with love, praying for justice.
The church now up to more than $40,000, all going to repairs.
It's just beautiful that they would think of you. Your name, this small church in this community that nobody even knew how to get to, now became a household name for a lot of people. They saved my church.
Tanisha Cordell, News 5.